According to Flynn, the transition team regarded the vote as a significant issue and wanted to support Israel by opposing the resolution. On December 22nd, 2016, multiple members of the transition team, as well as President-elect Trump, communicated with foreign government officials to determine their views on the resolution and to rally support to delay the vote or defeat the resolution. Kushner led the effort for the transition team. Flynn was responsible for the Russian government. Minutes after early morning phone call with Kushner on December 22nd, Flynn called Kislyak. According to Flynn, he informed Kislyak about the vote and the transition team's opposition to the resolution and requested that Russia vote against or delay the resolution. Later that day, President-elect Trump spoke with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi about the vote. Ultimately, Egypt postponed the vote. On December 23rd, 2016, Malaysia, New Zealand, Senegal, and Venezuela submitted the resolution. Throughout the day, members of the transition team could continue to talk with foreign leaders about the resolution, with Flynn continuing to lead the outreach with the Russian government through Kislyak. When Flynn again spoke with Kislyak, Kislyak informed Flynn that if the resolution came to a vote, Russia would not vote against it. The resolution later passed 14-0, with the United States abstaining. Flynn was also the transition team member who spoke with the Russian government when the Obama administration imposed sanctions and other measures against Russia in response to Russia's interference with the 2016 presidential election. On December 28, 2016, then President Obama signed Effective Order 13757, which took effect at 12:01 a.m. the following day, and imposed sanctions on 9 Russian individuals and entities. On December 29, 2016, the Obama administration expelled 35 Russian government officials and closed 2 Russian government-owned compounds in the United States. During the rollout of the sanctions, President-elect Trump and multiple transition team senior officials, including McFarlane, Steve Bannon, and Reince Priebus, were staying at the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida. Flynn was on vacation in the Dominican Republic, but was in daily contact with McFarlane. The transition team and President-elect Trump were concerned that these sanctions would harm the United States' relationship with Russia, although the details and timing of the sanctions were unknown on December 28, 2016. The media began reporting that retaliatory measures from the Obama administration against Russia were forthcoming. When asked about imposing sanctions on Russia for its alleged interference with the 2016 presidential election, President-elect Trump told the media, "I think we ought to get on with our lives." Russia indicated the outreach to the transition team on the evening of December 28, 2016. Kislyak texted Flynn, "Can you kindly call me back tomorrow at your convenience?" Flynn did not respond to the text message that evening. Someone from the Russian embassy also called Flynn the next morning at 10:38 a.m., but they did not talk. The sanctions were announced publicly on December 29, 2016 at 1:53 p.m. that day. McFarlane began exchanging emails with multiple transition team members and advisors about the impact the sanctions would have on the incoming administration. At 2:07, a transition team member texted Flynn a link to a New York Times article about the sanctions. At 2:29 p.m., McFarlane called Flynn, but they did not talk. Shortly thereafter, McFarlane and Bannon discussed sanctions. According to McFarlane, Bannon remarked that the sanctions would hurt their ability to have good relations with Russia, and that Russia escalation would make things more difficult. McFarlane believes she told Bannon that Flynn was scheduled to talk to Kislyak later that night. McFarlane also believes she may have discussed the sanctions with Previous. Later that night, McFarlane also believes she may have discussed sanctions with Previous, and likewise told him that Flynn was scheduled to talk to Kislyak that night. At 3:14 p.m., Flynn texted the transition team who was assisting McFarlane, "Time for a call?" The transition team member responded to McFarlane on the phone with Tom Bozeret, a transition team senior official, to which Flynn responded, "Tit for tat with Russia for not good. Russian AMBO reaching out to me today."